Talk radio, music, and podcasts from the Korean Peninsula. KoreaFM.net.
While many recent news reports on North Korea have been focused on the country's nuclear and rocket programs, there's another area where the DPRK is making headlines, as both the BBC and the Washington Post have recently covered North Korea's expertise in creating large statues and monuments, both for domestic use as well as for a number of growing international clients. I spoke with the Italian art collector who represents North Korea's largest art studio to learn more about how North Korean art and large installations have found increasing demand around the world.
I'm Pier Cecioni. I am based in Florence, and I am the representative in the West for the Mansa Art Studio in Pyongyang. And the Mansudae Art Studio is the largest art studio in the world. And it occupies a surface of about 120,000 square meters. And there is a workforce of about 4,000 people. And of these 4,000 people, about 900 are artists. And they make all kinds of work, really. They go from oil paintings to embroidery to statues to jewel paintings, watercolors, ceramics, essentially all kinds of art. And they are all employees. So the artists do not sell their works. The works are sold by the studio.
While North Korea has made headlines for selling its statues abroad, the country's largest art studio is primarily tasked with producing art pieces for use within the DPRK itself.
Since 2006, I'm their representative in the West. They had never done really anything before in the West. And the commerce of the artworks abroad is minor with respect to what they do for their country. So the funding comes partly from the state and partly from what they sell abroad, and especially these very large projects that concern statues. There are many, many large statues of the leaders and large monuments all scattered around North Korea and especially in Pyongyang. So they have come to acquire a competence in building these statues that has been noticed, so to speak, abroad. And so in countries with which North Korea has good relationships, the rulers have started asking North Korea about building statues and building monuments and things like that. And large monuments and very large statues that are in Africa mainly, that has started about 15, 20 years ago.
As North Korea has seen increased demand for its large statues and monuments for the last 15 to 20 years, new construction projects within North Korea itself have also increased demand.
I'm Anna Fifield. I am the Tokyo bureau chief for the Washington Post, covering Japan and the Koreas. Kim Jong Un is trying to kind of cement his legacy or his hereditary right to be the leader of North Korea there. And part of the way that he is doing this is by strengthening the personality cult around his grandfather and his father. So we've seen all these statues of Kim Il-sung that are present in every major city in North Korea torn down over time and replaced with statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il together. And so, the idea, I think, behind this is to try and say this is, a family line, that he is a descendant of the Paektu bloodline, as they call it, and that he is now taking on the mantle of his grandfather and his father. And he can strengthen this by putting statues of both of them in all the cities in every region around North Korea. So we've seen them basically in every province of North Korea, and the capital city of each province now has double statues of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il side by side. This is all from commercially available satellite imagery, and particularly from Curtis Melvin at SAIS in Washington, D.C., who is incredible in how he keeps very close, eagle eyes on North Korea. So he had observed over time that he had seen in the main squares of all these provincial capitals, the statues being replaced with two there. So he supplied me with a lot of photos where we could actually see in like 2009, 2010, 2011, whatever, that there used to be one statue and now there are two. So this is a clearly identifiable thing that we can see happening around the country.
And as North Korean statue exports expand, so do opportunities for new sources of income for the Kim regime.
Over the last 50, 60 years, North Korea has become really good at building huge statues, and that now they are seeing this as a kind of export market, or like an exportable skill in a way for them to earn much needed foreign currency. So increasingly we hear reports of North Korean workers building statues in various African countries in particular and other places around the world. So this is a kind of niche market that they've been able to tap into by using this kind of propagandistic skills that they have. So yeah, it's another avenue for North Korea to earn foreign currency.
And finally, Italian art collector Pier Cecioni stresses that his reason for working with North Korea's largest art studio revolves around the promotion of art and communication.
I try to present also another aspect of Korea. I mean, people talk about North Korea essentially about weapons, about human rights, these kind of things. And what I'm trying to show is that there is also art. I don't dwell at all on the political aspects of North Korea. And I say, however, look, here there is also art. And art, in a way, is a way of communication. So the people who come in touch with art, personally, actually, the people who come in touch with me, in a way, they try to understand a little better what's going on about North Korea. There are many, many, many perceptions of North Korea. And what I'm trying to do, let's try to find some sort of, let's say, comprehension or some mutual exchange. And this can be really through art. It is really a way, it's a link. And I think that really link is helpful. Also, you see, I have also a very strong tie with United States. So it's not that I'm carrying the banner of North Korea in the world. Right now, there is actually interest that has grown pretty much in North Korean art. And so people are looking at it a little more, in a slightly different light now and then.
For KoreaFM.net, I'm Chance Dorland.